your station, your future. Join us as we uncover the stories behind every game-changing moment with Bill Velasco. Get ready to dive into the heart of sports because it's time for your favorite sports step into the spotlight. This is Hardball with Bill Velasco. You're tuned in to Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Sa aming pagbabalik, isang matagal nating kaibigan, sports memorabilia collector, manlalaro, si Glenmark Antonio. Abangan nyo yan sa pagbabalik ng Hardball with Bill Velasco.
You're tuned in to Hardball with Bill Velasco. D1, 12:06 a.m. ang radyo ng Bagong Pilipinas. You're tuned in to Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Muli kasama natin si Glenmark Antonio. Siya ay isang matinding fan ng Seattle Supersonics at pati si Gary Payton, and I think he has the largest collection of Sonics and Payton merchandise, not just in the country, probably in all of Southeast Asia or maybe even Asia. Glenn, paano ko nagsimulang mahumaling kay Gary Payton at sa Seattle Supersonics?
Actually, let's take it back to 1994. So, around that time, I was collecting NBA cards. Medyo usong-uso talaga.
Uso pa nun.
Oo. Ngayon, may resurgence din ng NBA cards. But around that time, big fan ako ni Kevin Johnson ng Phoenix Suns. Number 7, the former current mayor of Sacramento. So, around that time, playoffs, na-shutdown siya.
Mm-hmm.
So, parang ako, fan ako ni Kevin Johnson, na-shutdown siya na itong very brash, very confident basketball player. And ito nga si Gary Payton of the Seattle Supersonics. And around that time, I was really trying to find somebody who I can pattern my game after. Nakita ko magaling dumipensa, magaling pumasa. So, yun yung pagtaas din ng career niya. Around that stretch, unti-unti siyang nakilala, all-star, naging defensive player of the year ng 95-96, and then he played in the Olympics. So, yun, around the 90s, which is a glorious time for NBA basketball and for basketball fans alike. So, na-addict talaga ako sa Seattle Supersonics. Yun ang favorite ko na team.
Tapos nung pumunta si Gary Payton dito, in-stock mo talaga siya.
This was around 2010. Merong NBA Asia Challenge dito sa Araneta Coliseum. May 4 na NBA players na pumunta. That was Chris Webber, Mitch Richmond, and then you had Gary Payton, and then trying to remember the other one.
Tapos kalaban sina Don Ontiveros, Atoy Ko.
And then you have Alan Kaidik. Was the time that he set a wild record at the
54 points.
Panay tres talaga yun.
Siya na lang yung pinapasahan eh.
Talagang pinaulan na
niyayakap na siya ni Don para hindi makatira eh.
And I had an opportunity to hopefully meet him after the game. Hindi natuloy. And then on Saturday, hindi natuloy. And then on Sunday, I found out that he was staying in hotel in Makati. They allowed me to stay in the lobby around 4 a.m. Alas 4 po ng madaling araw. When I heard his voice, so around that, so 2010, medyo mahina yung signal sa reception sa kwarto niya siguro. He went down, he took a phone call. It was around siguro 10-15 minutes. I waited for him until he ended the phone call. I approached him and then I told him I was a huge Seattle Supersonics fan. Tapos, sinabihan ko siya na dami kong dalang NBA cards saka jersey nung Friday. Hindi kita na-meet, papapirma ko sana. Sabi niya, saan ka ba nakatira? Where do you live? Sabi ko, I live about, a cab's ride from here. So, around 10-15 minutes away. So, sabi niya, you go home, come back here, bring your stuff. I'll sign them for you.
Wow.
So, that story will forever be, a core memory. It's actually on YouTube. I posted the actual interaction with Gary Payton. Wala ako nung mismong signed na jersey. Pero
mahirap na, baka ma-hold up ka eh.
Tsaka very memorable. Ang dala ko lang dito yung Seattle Supersonics jersey niya from the 90s. Ito yung suot nila nung kalaban si The GOAT. Si Michael Jordan. Lang naman, nung 95-96. People actually forget that, ayan, nakita natin sa screen. People actually forget that the Bulls were the 72-10 team.
Oo.
Tama, no, nung time na yon. But the Seattle Supersonics won 63 games themselves, no, in the Western Conference. So hindi sila pushovers, and I have to put it on record that Gary Payton was the only player that MJ had his lowest points per game in the finals production. So hindi biro, but I think GP also put on record na he was playing with an injury around that time, and late na siya na-assign na bantayan si MJ. Pero wala, MJ is MJ talaga.
Ano pa yung mga dala mo, partner?
Meron ako dito para sa'yo because may nabanggit si Bro Bill Velasco that he had the opportunity to meet with the first true German superstar in the
Detlef
NBA.
Schrempf.
Ito po.
That was 20 years ago, partner.
Grabe, 20 years. Ito. So, meron tayo ditong Detlef Schrempf na jersey. So, I'm pulling this out from my collection. May nabanggit ka na meron siyang autograph mo.
Meron siyang autograph ko. Totoo po yan. Yung kwento nung bakit may isang NBA legend na may autograph ni Bill Velasco? Kasi, una kami nagkakilala ni Detlef Schrempf noong 1996 Olympics. He was covering for German radio. Hindi po nakapasok yung Germany sa basketball competition. Ako po, I was covering there for PTV. Tapos nakita ko siya. Tapos nagpakilala ako. Humingi ako ng pagkakataon na kumuha kami ng litrato. Tapos bigla siyang tumayo. Nanliit ako bigla. Pero nung 2004 at saka 2005, pumunta siya rito dahil dinala siya ng Adidas, no? Ang laki na ng pinayat niya kasi hindi na siya nagbabasketball, wala nang bagaan, siklista na siya noon. Tapos, bago siya umuwi, niregaluhan namin siya ng daruan na jeepney. Alam niyo naman, yung mga pin na bandera ng Pilipinas. Tapos, pinablow up ko yung litrato. Sabi ko sa kanya, Det, I'll sign one for you, you sign one for me. Natawa siya pero pumirma naman siya.
Tapos pinirmahan mo din.
Tapos niisip ko baka nagtataka yung misis niya, bakit sino tong Bill Velasco na meron siyang autograph picture, no? Siguro nakapatong lang sa piano niya sa bahay o kung ano. Sabi ko na nakakatuwa isipin. Sabi ko, why an NBA legend has my autograph?
Ito yun. Itong Detlef Schrempf, number 11. He was a former sixth man awardee with the Indiana Pacers. And then he had an NBA Finals appearance same year, 95-96 with GP and Sean Kemp. And
tapos lumipat siya ng Portland.
Then he went to Portland. But
sa Portland pa rin,
he's a University of Washington legend kasi he was a University of Washington Huskies.
Pero aliman siya talaga.
And talagang sabi nga before Dirk, he was the first German superstar in the NBA. He even had shoe deals, no? Meron siya mga shoe endorsements, obviously with Adidas.
Tinanong ko siya, sabi ko, Det, sino bang nabantayan mo sa Dream Team? Sabi niya, I guarded all of them. Sabi niya, naiiyak daw siya pag si Michael Jordan ang binabantayan niya. Kasi kahit 6'10 siya, ang hirap pa rin bantayan ng Michael Jordan. Kakaiba talaga.
And hindi rin biro yung game ni Detlef because he can play multiple positions. And then he can defend multiple positions, which is, a rarity in the 90s. Hindi, kasi dati nakakahon, di ba? Ngayon, positionless basketball and all that. Dati, pag gwardya ka, gwardya bantay mo. Pero si GP naman, iba. Kayang pumantay ng malalaki. Si Detlef, ganun din. He can switch with quicker guards, but he can, muscle his way then down below with the big ones.
Tapos yung pagkahilig mo sa Seattle, bakit pati yung Seattle Storm na nahiligan mo rin?
So I also love women's basketball. So I support both, basically different versions of playing the game. You have the 3x3, you have, men's and women's basketball. But around the 90s, ang original talaga na dynasty was the Houston Comets. And actually, I met 2 out of the 3 ng Big 3. Ang na-miss ko na lang si Cynthia Cooper. I met Cheryl Swoops.
Tanda na si Cheryl Cooper
and then si Tina Thompson. So, isa na lang kulang. But when the team folded in the 2000s, sabi ko, wala na akong team. And around that time, the Seattle Storm were also very, very, promising, and they had this really good point guard. Her name is Sue Bird. Parang hindi natin siya kilala. One of the greatest to ever play the game, regardless of gender. And Sue Bird actually has the most Olympic gold medals. No? Na hinahabol ngayon ng kanyang Yukon Huskies alum si Diana Taurasi. So hopefully itong upcoming na Paris Olympics.
Kung hindi nyo kilala si Diana Taurasi, siya yung nasa Space Jam ni LeBron James.
Yes. Ayun, pinapakita pala on screen yung mga GP na
mga kabulastugan natin.
Oo. So actually the one that you're seeing on screen is my opportunity to meet with GP, and then yan yung aking Seattle Supersonics collection ng merchandise. And
pero hindi ka lumipat sa OKC, di ba?
No. I think the most die-hard Seattle Supersonics fans aren't really fond
Seattle talaga.
And they're not really fond of OKC because of the way the franchise was, sabi nga nila, stolen from the city of Seattle, which is a really huge sports city. Meron silang baseball, you have the Mariners, you have football, you have the Seahawks. And then all of a sudden, in 2007, 2008, napunta sa Oklahoma. So the last true Seattle superstar, from the Sonics era. Ito, meron tayo dalang baon na maglalaro ngayon sa Paris Olympics, pero pahinga pa eh. Rookie of the Year, si Kevin Durant. No? He played for Seattle on their final year before they moved to Oklahoma. But ngayon, maugong na maugong talaga ang bring back our Sonics. No? The revival. No? Hopefully magkaroon ng expansion.
Ang plano ng NBA, magdagdag ng 2 koponan. Di ba? So yung isa, sa Las Vegas na. Nasa background po niyan, sina Oscar De La Hoya at Floyd Mayweather. Talagang kinausap na ng NBA, magdala kayo, may football team na kami, may baseball team na kami.
Women's basketball team, the Aces.
NBA na lang ang kulang. So mukhang matutuloy na yon. Pero dapat merong isa pang koponan para balansyado, para even number. Mukhang Seattle yon.
They're even, around this week, they were even considering to have not just 2 but 4 teams. Pero kailangan kasi talaga even number. The NBA kasi has 30 at the moment.
May algorithm yan diba?
So kailangan 32, diba? Or 34. So there were opportunities na nabanggit ang current NBA commissioner,
Adam Silver.
Si Adam Silver, na possibly they're offering, haka-haka at nausap-usapan to Mexico City, and then Montreal, and Vancouver ulit. Because the Vancouver Grizzlies had the team before. But for the US teams, ang pinaka-maingay talaga is obviously Las Vegas, kasi talagang it's a city of entertainment. It's built for
Kaya lang hindi magcha-champion yung team na yun kasi ang daming distractions sa Las Vegas.
Casinos and all that.
At si James Harden.
And then you have the city of Seattle, Pacific Northwest, right beside Portland. And the city has been very, very hungry to get their team back.
Pero konti lang ang Pilipino doon kasi maulan, malamig. Ang kaharap mo bundok, kaharap mo dagat, ang likod mo bundok. Doon ang headquarters dati ng Boeing, tsaka yung Museum of Flight nandun.
Kaya siya Supersonics kasi nga ang original logo ng Seattle Supersonics was the Boeing plane, no? Kasi nga yung sonic boom of a very fast jet,
breaking the sound barrier.
That is the Supersonics. But ngayon meron na silang moves to have the team back. Why? Merong bagong NBA ready na arena.
Okay.
Merong existing na WNBA basketball team, which is the Seattle Storm, and then they're also playing there. You also have the NHL Seattle Kraken, and then the support of the entire city. Meron kang Mariners, may Seahawks. So talagang ready na. And actually, the owners of the Kraken are ready to invest. And it so happens na yung anak nung isa doon is a part owner of the Boston Celtics. Nakaka-champion lang. So supposedly
bebenta na.
Exactly. Which paves the way, because if he gives up the minority share it basically allows him to own
another team.
Kasi hindi pwedeng isang owner to NBA teams.
May conflict of interest yun.
So, ang mangyayari, kung ma-dispose niya yung kanyang Boston Celtics shares, that basically paves the way for hopefully the return of the Seattle Supersonics. No? Kasi hindi na rin naman nila iniisip yung pangalan ng team. Halos yun na yun. The Seattle Supersonics would get the team colors, the team logos, and the records na supposedly after the sale of doon sa OKC Thunder.
Okay. Kaya naman, pag-usapan natin, Glenn, gaano kahirap mangolekta ng merchandise ng isang team na wala na?
Ang mahirap right now is to find them in good condition.
Okay.
Kasi, kunyari, ang dami ko na pinakita kanina, ito naman, one of the best shooters that the NBA has produced. No? Si Jesus Shuttlesworth, si Ray Allen, no? Number 3 all-time na lang siya eh. Diba? Kasi, number 2, kasi ang nasa taas, si Steph, Reggie Miller, tsaka si Ray. Ang mahirap is to find them in good condition. Kasi wala nang, kung meron mang may ganitong merch, sinusuot, nalalaspag, ginagamit, nalalaspag, nasisira. And also the storage. May mga yung jersey kasi hindi siya basta-basta na itatabi mo lang sa plastic container. Mind you, some of the older jerseys kasi have
patch.
Sticky yung print. Hindi pa nga siya patch. So, ang problema, pag malagkit na to at natipak, makikita niyo yan, chip off. So, and kailan ba ang huling Seattle Supersonics? 2007, 2008. 2024 na tayo. So, think of the decades that has passed. Hopefully, makabalik sila. And sabi ko nga, if there's an opportunity to display my collection in the future, well, ako rin ang unang-unang bibili pag in-announce na ng NBA. Pag nagkaroon na ng NBA merch sa NBA Store Philippines.
Pila kagad.
Tayong dalawa. Kasi lagi din naman tayong sumisilip sa mga ganyang events. So, I will be one of the first to patronize and purchase the merch. But I am lucky that people reach out to me. By the way, meron po kaming existing na Facebook group in anticipation of the return of the Sonics, which is Seattle Supersonics PH. Okay. So yung mga fans ng mga lumang fans ng Seattle Supersonics o yung mga gusto lang makichismis kung anong meron, and even those who are from the US are actually there. So they post their collection, ganyan. Hindi naman nawawala kahit na hindi lang jersey pati laruan, yung mga Funko, yung mga action figure. I remember I gave you a McFarlane Julius Erving. May McFarlane din na Gary Payton, mga Rashard Lewis, Ray Allen. So meron mga baseball cap ganyan, but we're more than happy to welcome people there pag sumilip sila doon.
Okay, maraming salamat Glenmark Antonio.
And maraming salamat to DWAN 1206 AM, the future of AM radio, and Bro Bill for having me here dito sa Hardball.
Alright, sa aming pagbabalik, ang ating mga masugid na tagapakinig at tagapanood ay ating kikilalanin. Yan, sa pagbabalik ng Hardball with Bill Velasco.
You're tuned in to Hardball with Bill Velasco.
1206 AM, the future of AM radio.